What's going on, guys? My name's Commander, and welcome to the PSR Week 4? Week 5. We're working on Scoregun. His team's interesting. I'm pulling it up right now. We're not facing Sun. We're facing Gorgon. Here's the team he brought. You can see there's some pretty freaking scary threats on his team. I'm seeing what he hasn't brought. I just got done with a 3-hour stream. But we are sitting at a not very nice spot in the bracket. Here we go. Aegislash, Toxicity, which he didn't bring. He didn't bring Quagsire, but he brought Reuniclus, Aegislash, Noivern, Hitmontop, Tyranitar, Selgor. He did not bring the Golurk, Leafeon, or Lapras. So he brought everything I thought he kind of would bring. Besides, I thought Toxicity would come for Sylveon. Toxicity did not come for Sylveon. So that means a couple things. Also, Tyranitar or Aegislash is probably his leads, or Spikes the Selgor is also a pretty darn good lead off the bat here. I do have Sneasel as my potential lead to start things off. My Raichu set's it was made to deal with Toxicity. I'm very tempted to start Sneasel. I kind of want to save. Let's start with Sneasel here. He starts with the Selgor, as I kind of thought would come. Bug Buzz is a potential issue. Off the bat, I'm seeing that as a problem. Pew, Sneasel. And Sneasel's going to be facing off against Selgor. Bug Buzz does a lot, Focus Blast does a lot, everything does a lot. But Knockoff is the way to go here, and that's what we're going to do. He's going to go for the U-turn. That's going to break my Scarf, and whatever comes in is taking a Knockoff. And the Hitmontop's taking this Knockoff. We're going to knock off its leftovers. He's probably going for Mach Punch here. Or Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch would be a smart play. Either way, I think... Let me see how much does a Bullet Punch do. He Hitmontop, he brought in, I clicked Knockoff. It did a little more than that. No, it did 17, so it's probably this base set, which is super defensive. I want to see... I'm not worried if it's Mach Punch. I am worried if it's Bullet Punch. I think bringing in Sylveon here is a smart play. Bullet Punch doesn't do enough for me to really garner a worry, so we're going to jump into the Sylveon here. On his Toxic, that normally scares me if I'm normal Sylveon. So I have a couple things I can do here. He could go Aegislash. Let me see. Because Aegislash, I have to switch into something. Shadow Ball would be the play, but he doesn't know I'm Scarfed. Let me see on the Hitmontop. It's not nearly doing enough. Do I think that he's going to... No, I think he thinks he's going to be faster. I'm just gonna... Oh, he did switch into the Aegislash. That was a really nice play on my end. I made that prediction really well. And so, if he stays in, he's probably calculating what that is. I think he stays in here. He thinks he's going to be faster. He swaps to the Aselgor. At this point, he's probably going for a U-turn. I'm going to switch and I'm going to try and paralyze him. He's going to set up spikes. What does he think I use? Into the Reuniclus right on a knockoff. That's super nice. Let's go for a one switch here. So he is especially defensive. Let's see what he does. He's going to go for the recover. I switch back into the Hitmontop. Knockoff's not going to do anything. I'm going for Brick Break here. Oh my gosh! What a play! What a play! He thought I would double or something. Holy crap! Ice Shard's doing 14 to 16. Yeah. And he switches back into the Hitmontop here. And I shall go for the Ice Punch. Oh, and he's going to go for the Protect. That's smart. So he has a lot of things that are really far down. Sylveon has sweeping potential outside of that Reuniclus set. I think I'm going to go Flygon right here. He's in with the Hitmon top. 42 to 50. How much HP does he have? 43. And we're going to take him out, because we are lifeable, baby. So there's a couple things he can do here. Noivern is a play. 100% know that. I think Noivern's a play, I go Raichu. He knows I have Life Orb. So he knows... I think Noivern has to be his play. Let's check. He's going to go into the T-Tar. I don't understand that. I actually don't understand that play. I'm thinking... go for a U-turn. Oh, he's scarfed. Interesting. So he's scarfed T-Tar. In that case, I get to go into Mamoswine. And I get to click Ice Shard. He's going to jump into the Aegislash. Okay. Here's a question. How does he hit Mamoswine? Gyro Ball's going to ton. Okay, let's be careful with this. There's a lot of things I'd like Mamoswine for. And I think the play is to go into Klinklang here. He's going to go Stance Change. He's going for Close Combat. Okay. Okay. That means Raichu outspeeds. And kills. Or I could just go Sylveon. Let me see. I think Hyper Voice just kind of ends a lot of the game here. But I gotta be careful. I'm glad I didn't stay in, because Close Combat would have definitely killed me. So, he, I don't believe, is this set. I think he is, if anything, he's bulky. And he has -1 special defense. Hyper Voice does kill. Okay. Hyper Voice now hits everything. So I think I'm going to go into the Sylveon here. We shall click Hyper Voice. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. His play's honestly Reuniclus. See what he does. Mamoswine can take out T-Tar. Hyper Voice, yeah, it's going to take out the Aegislash. Toxic's going to go down. I'm worried what comes in next. That Noivern is scary. Mamoswine can probably deal with Noivern. Hurricane can't do a lot. That's good to note. Saving Mamoswine is probably really important here. Yeah, Ice Shard kills. That's good to know. Reuniclus is probably his next best choice. Focus Blast. Okay. Depending on his Yip Geek is going to go to the Acelgor here. I click Hyper Voice. I literally... Oh, Sludge Bomb. That's an interesting play. Okay. I think Raichu's the choice here. I'm in on the Acelgor. Knock off. And he does jump back into the Reuniclus. Psyshock, yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage. going to stop here on this Reuniclus. Knockoff, it does not have an item anymore. That's honestly still my best choice. Because what is it? Is it offensive? So yeah, my best bet's still just to click knockoff. Lives on 4. Gonna go for the Psyshock. Here goes a Mamoswine. Does he sack this? Does the Selgor have Energy Ball? I'll go for Freeze Dry. That was in case he brought in a Selgor. The Selgor comes out. Mamoswine versus a Selgor. Ice-Shard's doing a lot of damage. Okay. 8. And yeah, Energy Ball. So that stinks. It looks bad, but I was really close. So yeah, that was a low roll. That really stinks. A Selgor pulling on Sludge Bomb. I wonder what that roll was. What was the roll for Energy Ball, too? Energy Ball was 68 to 80. And he did 75. So that was... Energy Ball was a roll. What was another thing? That's Sylveon. Sludge Bomb. What was that roll on Sylveon? 35 to 42. And he did... How much was Sludge Bomb? 45. So... he was probably modest. Let's see if he was specs. I'm gonna ask. Because if he was specs, that makes sense. We know he wasn't Life Orb. I'll ask him. Because if he was specs, then he got a high roll on Sylveon, which really stinks. Energy, if he wasn't specs also, because he had to be modest. Mind you, he has to be modest if he isn't specs for it to do that much. And then, yeah, Mamoswine was just 70 to 90, yeah. I technically could have won that. If a Selgor took damage from Sylveon, or just had like any chip damage at all, I won that match because Ice Shard took out Tyranitar and took out Noivern. Okay. So he was Choice Specs. So if he could have actually freaking knocked it off. Choice Specs then. Energy Ball killed every time. Sludge Drive was 58 to 69, so yeah. I could have played some things a little better, I think. I think I should have known when he thrown into Tyranitar that his plan was to be Scarfed. I wonder how freaking much of a roll that was. He's not banded. He's not banded. Yeah, Ice Punch killed all the time. Okay. That should have been when I went into Cling Clang. But that's fine. I'll take it. It wasn't a complete blowout, and I was like this close. What would have been that roll? Mamo. Because he said it was a real chance of OHKOing. So that means he wasn't regular Aselgor. No, he was regular Aselgor. Okay. So yeah, Ice Shard 44 to 52. Oh! 44 to 52. I think he had 58 HP left. Needed 58 to 58. Okay. That stinks. So we'll go back next week, I guess. We've lost 2 in a row.